The world's most influential figures from history have been reborn, but this time, they're competing in a battle for the ages. Imagine a world where Albert Einstein and Leonardo da Vinci face off in a high-stakes tournament of intellectual prowess, where Cleopatra and Alexander the Great engage in a fierce debate over who is the greatest leader of all time, and where Marie Curie and Isaac Newton join forces to solve some of the most mind-bending puzzles in human history. Welcome to the Historical Figures Championship, where the greatest minds from the past come together to compete in a series of challenges that will test their skills, their knowledge, and their wits. But what makes this tournament so unique is that the participants are not just competing against each other, they're also competing against their own personal demons. Each of these historical figures has a secret that could either make or break their chances of winning the championship. Einstein, for example, has a tendency to get lost in thought and forget about the task at hand. Cleopatra, on the other hand, has a reputation for being ruthless in her pursuit of power. And Marie Curie has a secret that could change the course of the competition forever. But that's not the only surprise in store for these historical figures. As they navigate the challenges of the tournament, they'll encounter unexpected alliances, shocking betrayals, and even a few surprises from their own pasts. So, who will emerge victorious in the Historical Figures Championship? Will it be the brilliant scientist, the cunning politician, or the brilliant inventor? Or will someone else rise to the top and claim the title of greatest historical figure of all time? One thing is certain, only one can be crowned the champion. And when the dust settles, the world will be left wondering who is the greatest of them all. So let's get started and find out. In the first round of the tournament, we have a debate between Cleopatra and Alexander the Great. The topic of the debate is who was the greatest leader in history. Cleopatra is known for her intelligence, charm, and strategic thinking. But Alexander the Great is remembered for his military prowess and his ability to unite the ancient world. So, who will win this debate and move on to the next round? But that's not all. We also have a puzzle-solving challenge between Marie Curie and Isaac Newton. The puzzle is a complex mathematical problem that requires the two scientists to work together and use all their knowledge and skills to solve it. But as they work on the puzzle, they start to realize that they have very different approaches to problem solving. Marie Curie is a proponent of the scientific method, while Isaac Newton is more of a theoretical thinker. So, will they be able to put aside their differences and work together to solve the puzzle? Or will their conflicting approaches tear them apart? The stakes are high in the Historical Figures Championship, and the competition is fierce. But one thing is certain, only the strongest and smartest will emerge victorious. So, let's see how our historical figures fare in the challenges ahead. In the next round, we have a series of brain teasers that will test the contestants' knowledge, creativity, and problem-solving skills. The brain teasers are designed to be increasingly difficult, so the contestants will need to use all their skills and knowledge to succeed. But that's not all. We also have a surprise twist that will shake things up and change the course of the competition. The surprise twist is a hidden rule that will affect the outcome of the tournament. So, who will be affected by this rule, and how will it change their chances of winning? The Historical Figures Championship is full of surprises, and the contestants will need to be prepared for anything. But one thing is certain, only the strongest and most determined will emerge victorious. So, let's see how our historical figures fare in the challenges ahead. The brain teasers are designed to be increasingly difficult, so the contestants will need to use all their skills and knowledge to succeed. But that's not all. We also have a surprise challenge that will test the contestants' physical and mental limits. The challenge is an endurance test that will push the contestants to their limits and beyond. So, who will be able to complete the challenge and move on to the next round? The stakes are high in the Historical Figures Championship, and the competition is fierce. But one thing is certain, only the strongest and most determined will emerge victorious. So, let's see how our historical figures fare in the challenges ahead. In the final round, we have a showdown between the last two contestants standing. The topic of the debate is who was the greatest historical figure of all time. The two contestants are Einstein and Cleopatra, and they're both determined to win the championship. So, who will emerge victorious and claim the title of greatest historical figure of all time? The outcome is uncertain, and anything can happen in the final round. So, let's see how our historical figures fare in the challenges ahead.
The Historical Figures Championship is a battle for the ages, and the contestants will need to be prepared for anything.
But one thing is certain, only the strongest and most determined will emerge victorious. So, let's see how our historical figures fare in the challenges ahead. And the winner of the Historical Figures Championship is Einstein. Einstein's brilliant mind and quick thinking allowed him to outmaneuver his opponents and claim the title of greatest historical figure of all time. But that's not all. We also have a surprise revelation that will change the course of history forever. The revelation is that Einstein's secret to success was not just his intelligence, but also his ability to think outside the box and challenge conventional wisdom. So, what does this mean for the future of science and innovation? The implications are far-reaching, and the world will be left wondering what could have been if Einstein had not taken this approach. But that's not all. We also have a final surprise that will leave our viewers speechless. The surprise is that the Historical Figures Championship was not just a competition, it was also a test of the contestants' character and integrity. And the contestants who emerged victorious were not just the strongest and most determined, but also the ones who demonstrated the most integrity and character. So, what does this mean for the future of competition and achievement? The implications are profound, and the world will be left wondering what could have been if the contestants had not demonstrated these qualities. But that's not all. We also have a final message that will leave our viewers with a lasting impression. The message is that the true measure of greatness is not just intelligence or talent, but also character and integrity. And the Historical Figures Championship is a reminder that these qualities are just as important as any other factor in achieving success. So, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned from this competition. And let's remember that the true measure of greatness is not just what we achieve, but also who we are as individuals. And that's a message that will stay with us long after the Historical Figures Championship is over. So, if you found this fascinating, subscribe for more incredible stories like this. And let's keep exploring the world of history, science, and innovation together. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.